Two high-profile cases are happening right now. Former President Trump is in New York for a $250 million civil fraud trial, and Hunter Biden is in a Delaware court for federal criminal charges.
Our 90s legal analyst Whitney Traylor joining us this morning to break down both of these cases. Whitney, good morning.
Good morning.
We got a lot to dive into, so let's start with Trump's trial. What exactly could be the outcome of this trial?
Well, there's a number of things that can happen, and there's some things that actually already have happened in that he's been found. The judge has already ruled on some of the claims that the company was liable for fraud. So some of those claims have already been decided. So this is a civil case, and so they're going to determine I think there's 6 more claims regarding whether or not the Trump organization overinflated their assets when they were representing things to banks and financial institutions.
Are there criminal sanctions against the business or other people?
Right. No, this one is just the civil trial. Okay. So, and that's relevant because the burden of proof is lower in a civil trial. So this attorney general only has to prove it by a preponderance of the evidence, as opposed to a criminal trial, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. So that works in the prosecution's favor in that regard. Now, the other thing about the potential criminal trials is that if Donald Trump testifies, he's not on the political stump. I mean, this is under oath. Mm-hmm. There's very talented lawyers who are going to be cross-examining him. They know the answers before it's even been asked because they've taken the deposition. So if he gets on the stand and lies, now you have potential perjury charges. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to move on to the other big case because we have just less than 2 minutes now. So Hunter Biden, a lot of people are saying, or accusing him of, getting a little bit of an easier treatment because of who his dad is. With your legal eye, as you've been watching, have you seen any signs of any kind of bias?
No, I don't think there's a bias, and I think what people are frustrated about or where they're trying to connect the dots is what Hunter Biden has done and how he has influenced possibly policy when his father was vice president or president, and they just haven't connected the dots. So I don't think there's been bias in the sense that, hey, there's all this criminal activity that they're just turning their head away from. Now, the plea agreement that fell apart, that may have been a little lighter, but this is also, these gun charges are something that the DOJ rarely even goes after. So there's arguments on both sides.
This is the first time a child of a sitting president has been in court to fight criminal charges. What's the impact of this situation?
Well, I think this one's a lot different because he wasn't involved with his father's dealings. I mean, there's been a grand jury for 5 years. It's been together. David Weiss, the AG that's prosecuting this, he's a Republican that was appointed by Trump. They just haven't produced anything like that. So this is unique in the sense that it's never happened, but at the same time, this isn't like with the Trump children where they were actually in formal official roles. So, so there's a lot of precedent both going on with former President Trump right now, and then of course what's going to happen with Hunter Biden and President Biden. So we'll see. And it presents a really interesting issue real quick because these are gun charges. These are formalities about him saying that he wasn't under the influence of drugs when he purchased these. And there was just a New York Supreme Court ruling last year that made those gun regulations kind of go away. So how that's going to play out is one thing. And then Republicans on the other want less gun regulation, but they want them to prosecute Hunter Biden.
Right.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, we shall see what happens. We're going to keep a close eye on all of this, and Whitney will bring you back to help us understand a little bit more of what happens.
Sounds good.